Hi there, I am Sarah Kolis. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahkolis.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Hi, ladies. Welcome to another episode of the Dressing Up podcast. Today, we are talking about custom dresses. And I know this service is rare, especially in the US, and I bet you have so many questions. So I hope I can get a lot of those answered for you here today. I'm going to start with the benefits of custom dressmaking, and then I'm going to go through the process, and I'm going to end with an interview with Rozek, one of my favorite custom bridal gown projects of all time. First of all, what is a custom bridal gown? So this is a bridal gown made completely from scratch, in which a design is created for an individual bride and made just for her, from idea to full completed dress. So think 1950s Couture Paris, when you work directly with the designer and atelier to create your dream one-of-a-kind gown made just for you with all the bells and whistles and all the elite service offerings fit for royalty. So store-bought gowns are great, and if you find something in stores, I am so happy for you. Come and visit us for alterations. This is certainly a more budget-friendly service while still getting this luxurious bridal experience. But that's a very different service than what I am talking about today. So today we're talking about custom dresses. So if you're a bride looking for that true once-in-a-lifetime luxurious experience of wedding planning, you no longer have to fly to Paris for your couture bridal gown. You can have it made right here in the US. Of course, as you can guess, custom couture bridal gowns are often far more expensive than store-bought gowns. And this is mostly for two reasons. Of course, there's more, but the two biggest reasons would be the custom couture bridal gowns that we are making are American-made and designed versus paying for more inexpensive labor from across the world that is a little bit more unregulated. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but the gowns here are made very, very ethically, of course. And the second reason is the materials costs of couture bridal gowns are always made of the best materials, often natural fibers that are far more luxurious than synthetic alternatives found in store-bought gowns. Again, store-bought gowns are great. They are just an entirely different product than a couture-made bridal gown. So let's talk a little bit about the process, because this is a very, very unique experience. Having a custom couture bridal gown made is totally different. You're going to walk into the studio and we're going to just start talking about designing your dress, as opposed to going into a bridal shop and you're going to have all these options to try on and know exactly what you're purchasing. So first things first, when considering going custom, is actually, shockingly, is to go shopping at a bridal boutique first. And if you happen to find your dream gown, I am so happy for you. Go for it. Let's do it. I certainly wouldn't want to make a custom dress for you if you weren't entirely sure what you wanted and you also didn't try on any wedding dresses yet. So I would say first things first, go shopping, see what you like, see what you don't like. Often what you don't like is just as important as the things you do like. Second step, if you can't find what you're looking for in stores, or you truly just want that once-in-a-lifetime experience of couture dressmaking, then set up a phone call. Let's talk. I will help you come up with the most incredible customized design that is best for you, your personal style, that coordinates well with your wedding, and of course, fits your body shape absolutely perfectly. Then the next step, after we decide on the design of the gown, we're going to make a mock dress to first confirm the fit and style before cutting into that actual wedding dress fabric. People are often terrified of the custom dress process, as it is very difficult to visualize your gown. I totally understand that. I am going to help you through that process, and I can answer any questions you have. We can discuss things more. I can mock anything up that we need to. But also, the scary moments of having a custom dress made are often also the most exciting, as you get to see this gown completely unfold in front of your eyes. However, this is why we do a mock dress, so that you can change anything about the dress before we cut into the actual fabric supply investment. The fabrics are very, very expensive, of course. They're fabulous, but we certainly don't want to be cutting into those premature. So we're going to make that mock dress, and then you can see it on you, and we can make any adjustments you want to. You want to make the strap wider, thinner, move this here, neckline up or down, whatever you want to do, you can see it in the mirror right in front of your eyes before we're actually starting on the final dress. So the fourth step, I create the actual gown and you come try it on for the first time. So this is the most exciting appointment. As you can see, your gown truly come to life for the first time. And then from there, we just make subtle changes and alterations as necessary. Do a custom veil, any other adjustments you want to make, we can do at that point. And then the fifth step, I'm going to say this is totally optional, but it is absolutely incredible. I offer the service of doing a high-end couture photo shoot of you in your gown. Bride Ashley and I are about to talk in this interview, and we did this for her, a full day bridal photo shoot. It was the most incredible thing ever. So we'll talk more about that soon, but I do just want to say the photo shoot day is an incredibly unique experience that is a true once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So for that couture photo shoot, we're talking the full glam team, professional photographer. We're going to have the white paper backdrop, if that's what you choose, which I would suggest. And then just get like the most incredible photos of you modeling your gown. You are going to feel like a top model for the day, and we're going to pamper you, and you're going to have the absolute best time of your life. And I'm so excited for you. This is kind of the big hurrah at the end of this whole experience and process. And what's great is we do this a couple weeks before your wedding. So we're able to get photos back before your actual wedding day. And then that way you can see what you look like in photos, kind of know what posing you liked and didn't like, and just kind of course, just get a little bit more excited about the big day coming up. Also, just an FYI, I also do custom other dresses as well. So for example, mother the bride, mother the groom, any other formal events. So please reach out if you have any ideas or just want to chat about it. I'm more than willing to talk that through with you. In fact, you can see a lot of the custom dresses behind me. These are from Melissa's wedding, her custom couture bridal wardrobe from 2024, in which each dress of her whole bridal look was custom made and created the absolute ultimate couture bridal experience like none other. I'm just going to go in order here on your screen from right to left. I'm just going to go through these in order. So hanging up on the wall was her brunch outfit she wore to the morning after brunch. That is the stinking cutest thing ever. Okay. Fan favorite for sure. Then her bridal shower dress, and then her custom robe that she wore getting ready on the wedding day. Side note, I do a lot of custom robes. I can do them from any material, of course, but also it's been very popular lately to cut up your mom's or grandmother's wedding dress and turn it into a getting ready robe. Those are so much fun. And then the next dress is her rehearsal dinner dress, and then her engagement photos dress. And there was actually more, but this is just all I've displayed right now. But anyway, if you have any other questions about the service, please reach out to us, and we would be happy to discuss more options with you. No obligation, of course. But honestly, there is truly nothing that makes me happier in my career than seeing huge beaming smiles from brides that I work with, and knowing that they feel fully confident is my end goal. However, and whatever method it takes to make that happen. Helping a bride feel beautiful on the most important day of her life is something I feel so honored to not only witness, but also helping play a small part in making that happen is just incredible. I just absolutely love what I do. So now without further ado, let's hear from Bride Ashley all about her custom couture Sarah Kolis bridal gown. I am here today with Ashley Rozek, and her and I worked together very briefly, quickly, and in the most special way for her wedding, which was July 7th, 2023.
Yes.
I can't believe that much time has already passed.
I cannot believe it either.
I know. It's wild. So, unlike some of the other ladies I've been interviewing on the podcast lately, Ashley's wedding dress was actually custom made by yours truly. And it was the most incredible experience. But first off, I just want to talk about how are you doing lately? How's married life? How's life been going?
Married life is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say that not a lot changes when you get married, but for us, that wasn't the case. Our relationship got stronger. Everything has been amazing with our relationship, marriage. We've had highs and lows, and we've just really prospered in the end. So it's been really amazing.
That is so good. I'm so glad. Okay, so I'm going to dive deep into your wedding questions in a moment. But as we are on the Dressing Up podcast, after all, this one question I always ask people I interview, and it is, what is your favorite item in your closet right now? Any fashion item, like anything you just enjoy putting on lately?
Well, it's not something I put on lately. I mean, tying in with wedding
Yeah.
and the podcast and everything, obviously the couture dress you made is number one.
Obviously.
And then I had a couple other pieces for my bridal shower and rehearsal from Rebecca Vallis. She's an Australian designer, but she has her line with Nordstrom, Anthropologie, whatnot. So a couple pieces that were really fun and unique, and I adore them. And this was prior to me knowing that you did the whole package with your sisters.
Yes, yes, I know, right? I know. Yeah, so I can do any custom dress you ladies need. So let's bounce back to December of 2022, which is when you got engaged.
Yes.
And you were deciding when to get married. Can you walk us through that thought process?
Yes. Well, it was a very short engagement. We planned the wedding within 6 months, and we had been together for a minute. So we've known for a while where we wanted to get married, how we wanted to get married, the people involved, the time of year. But what I didn't take into consideration is that a lot of couples are being pushed back with the pandemic. And so people that wanted to get married in 2021, they're getting married in 2022. People who wanted to get married in 2022, they're now in 2023. So the world of, wedding vendors, it really took a hit. And so everything was pushed out. And I had a dream always of July. And, my husband Kyle also wanted a summer wedding. And I was determined. And
Yep, yep.
a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but
yes, all three.
it happened.
Yes. Oh my gosh. 6 months is so unheard of, especially I think in the Detroit area. We always have like year-and-a-half weddings. So yours being like a third or less of the normal time frame is wild. And I'm sure that was stressful and just a lot. But I think there are a lot of benefits to a shorter engagement. How did you feel about it after all is said and done? How do you feel about a shorter engagement?
Yes, I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. I did get a lot of people vendor wise who would laugh at me when I said,
Yes.
the date, obviously you want to book the venue. And if you're having the ceremony somewhere different than the venue, you have to coordinate those two. So we had those locked in. And also we were flexible with having a Friday wedding.
Yes.
Saturday is that coveted day, but if you want to move it up, you really have to bend. And it worked out really well. I actually loved a Friday wedding. Everybody gets an excuse to get off and celebrate you. So
it probably helped that it was around 4th of July too. I would think maybe some people were off work.
Yes. And I mean, I know a lot of friends and people involved in the wedding that said we were crazy for getting married during such a hot period of time of the year, especially in Michigan.
How did that end up feeling? Like the heat?
I wasn't affected by it. I know a lot of other people, but
so you were good.
We were good. My husband may not have been the best with some of the rental shirts that you get from Men's Warehouse that are not too breathable. But.
Yes. Everyone always says, like, when people talk about the times of the year to get married, everyone's always like, skip July, it's too hot.
Yes,
skip July. I think around here, I think August is just as hot, if not hotter. But then you can kind of almost treat it like a fall-ish wedding. But I love July. And it actually happened to be the day after my birthday. So
I know.
I'm so celebrating you. So exciting.
And my birthday happens to be your anniversary.
Oh, that's right. June 8th.
Yes. It's
that
almost
is such a fun, that's such a fun switch. That's so funny. Now let's talk about, I remember talking to you about this while we were designing your dress. And I want you to walk through what the dress shopping experience was like for you and how you came to terms with the fact that you wanted a custom dress made.
Yes. So, it is an investment, and it's something, I had been saving for a while with, the wedding and everything. And I found that, from me going dress shopping with my sister a decade ago for gowns, I found that recently a lot of the bridal shops, they cater to the particular trends that are current. And so
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're a bride that has a particular style or you want something classic, it's really hard to come by. And also, touching on the pandemic and everything being pushed back, longer wait times. I was going into bridal shops and them telling me that we can't order the gown for 9 to 10 months. And I also think that they do that to push what they currently have in their inventory. So they do put a lot of pressure on brides. I feel like
they wanted you to buy off the rack.
They
Is that what
want
you're
you to buy
thinking?
off the rack.
Yeah, yeah.
And, that's disheartening because, I feel like a lot of brides are forced to choose something they may not have wanted to choose just based off of inventory. For my particular season of 2023, I found there was a lot of glitter, which my sister-in-law Mary, she actually loves glitter. And she said, I can't believe you didn't love this. I would have loved this time period.
Yeah.
She added more glitter.
Oh my goodness, yes.
But it was hard to get something that was classic that, you designed. And particularly ball gowns were really hard to come by.
Yes.
That time.
Yes. Yeah, ball gowns are harder to come by for sure.
Yes, not with, having a lot of extra glitter, sparkle, embellishment. So
you had a very, well, I know you did. You had a very specific eye for what you wanted. You could not find it in stores with a 6-month timeline.
It was challenging, definitely. But, my mom actually found you.
Oh, she did.
She did. If you're not exposed to the wedding industry, you think, oh, custom couture gown, you have to go to New York City. You have to,
or Detroit.
Yeah.
Yes. People don't often know that it's an option. And people often find me far too late. They're like, oh, I could have had a custom dress made. I didn't know that. And it's like they're standing there with their wedding dress about to be altered with me, which is still great and fantastic.
I know. Yeah. And it's nothing on your end. It's just, how society is with the wedding industry.
Yes. For sure. So was she Googling?
She was. Yeah. And she sent me your website and
I love that.
And Instagram. And I was shocked. I was like, well, if these people are telling me, it's 9 to 12 months, I was like, there's no way she could do a dress.
There's no way. You actually hit me at a good time though, because I do like to work on my custom projects, my really big custom projects in the winter time. So I try to get those as close to done as possible for the big season start. So it still worked out plenty fine for me. As long as I can get the fabrics and everything in time, which we absolutely could, that timeline worked for me.
Yeah. It was kismet.
Yes. And it was made right here in Michigan, which I love. So so the style that we ended up going with was a nice scoop neck strap satin bodice and a big tulle skirt, just plain tulle, plain satin, no glitter, no beading, no lace on there. And then a little bit of a train. Absolutely so classic. It will never go out of style. I promise you that. It was just beautiful. And what I loved about your look is that I'm often designing dresses that have a lot of detail and lace and things like that. So you often want to go with a simple veil. But with you, your style was so classically elegant and didn't have that detail that we got to have a little bit more fun with the veil, which those are like my favorite photos from the photo shoot, by the way. We did like a scatter lace trim along the edge, and that was just stunning.
Everything fit perfectly. It was
it sure did. And I know I talk about this on my Instagram and social media a lot, but what I do when I design these custom dresses, we did the mock bodice first. So I made the top out of an inexpensive cotton fabric to confirm the fit and style before we cut into the actual dress fabric. So that always helps so much to make sure it fits properly. We can adjust anything at that time, and then worked our way into making the final dress. And then we took it one step further and we did the grand photo shoot. That was
Oh my
so
gosh.
much fun. If you all have seen The Parent Trap, there's that one scene where she's at her mom's bridal studio and they do like that whole photo shoot part. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's like literally what it is. It was so much fun. So, how
It
did
was
you feel about that photo shoot being the bride and the model?
I mean, I felt like I don't deserve this. This is like,
Oh,
this is unbelievable. I mean, it exceeded my expectations and then some.
I'm so
And
glad.
you had everything planned out so beautifully. And, I had seen photo shoots with your sister-in-law.
Yes. Yep. With
And
Megan.
yes, every detail. I mean, like, you should do that as a side
I
business.
know. I love
It's,
doing photo shoots. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. I
I
love
had
that.
both my mom and dad there with me. And I
They
mean,
loved it. They were having so much fun themselves.
oh my
They were
gosh.
so cute. Oh,
They still talk about this. They're
oh
like,
my gosh.
it was like Hollywood,
Oh,
it's like
it was so great.
it was hard to get comfortable because you're like, oh my gosh, this is like the most amazing thing ever. And
Yeah, just getting
a
comfortable in front of the camera, like the
yes,
whole chaos of it all, and like just
yes.
breathing it in and moving forward.
Penny
I can
was
see that.
amazing. And
Isn't she
oh my
great?
gosh, yes.
She's really good at posing, really good at that. I know a lot of photographers are really good at that too, but she just makes you feel comfortable really
She
quickly.
does.
So
Soft-spoken, gentle. She's
yes,
just really
yes.
nurturing
She has
and
that
yes.
eye.
Oh, yes.
Um,
And I mean, the whole day was amazing. And it's like sad that like brides don't get to wear their dress again. And
I
it's one day,
know.
and that day, it's just so chaotic in all its glory. It's a lot. I felt like, wow, this investment, this amazing thing that you did with the gown and the photo shoot. I mean, it just made everything full circle. It felt so amazing. I highly recommend that.
Thank you. Yes, it's like, I suppose, like an add-on you can do to your custom dress experience, but it is kind of like truly, truly a once in a lifetime opportunity to do something like
Oh, it
that.
is.
So Ashley and I met up before I had the studio even. We met up at a photo shoot location and I had her dressed there and veil all steamed out, ready to go. I got her in with hair and makeup. So she did the full hair and makeup experience and then hopped in front of the camera against a white paper backdrop and we did flat lays and you were modeling your wedding dress, taking all the photos with the veil. We had a little bouquet. Your parents were there. We had snacks. It was just like a whole day of just Ashley bridal portraits. It was just incredible. So I love doing this for a couple of reasons. One is a very selfish reason that I want to get the photos that I like as the designer. So I can guarantee I have that. But also just a moment for the bride to be able to practice being in front of the camera, practice poses, having another opportunity to try your dress on and see how it feels, and getting some awesome photos that you probably wouldn't otherwise get on the wedding day. I also think it's great because then you can look back at those photos and sometimes people say like, oh, I was slouching a lot. Let me correct that for the wedding day. You can find little tweaks you want to make for the wedding day. And then also just having some awesome images for
Oh,
a
yes.
lifetime of how beautiful you looked on your wedding day.
I know, I know. And my mom had like mentioned that during like our mass, she's like, and you just took the dress and you just whipped it back and it just fell into place. And I was like, because I felt very comfortable with the dress.
Because you had a practice round.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that. Yeah, that is so much fun.
Not to, sound biased, but, a lot of women spend a majority of the time planning and the details and everything. And so, that extra moment alone and having you highlighted your
Yes.
dress and getting hair, makeup, everything, it's special. It's very special.
You are so right. I mean, my husband says this all the time. Weddings are about the brides. And he made a good point to me recently. He was talking to me about this very subject, and he was saying, he's like, no, Sarah, I truly believe this. This is about the brides. You want the brides to be happy because guess what? I don't ever think about our wedding, but you think about it every single day for the rest of your life. And I truly don't care anymore. So I do think any moment or experience you can really soak up and absorb as a bride, do it. I mean, you'll never
Absolutely.
regret it. And like you said, the wedding day is so wild and crazy. So to have that moment for yourself, modeling your wedding dress in front of the photographer and everything, just having that private bridal moment just for you is super special and empowering.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you hear so many other brides say, I wish I got to wear my dress again, and a lot of brides don't preserve their dress, in the offset, I want to try it on a year from now or two and see, how I look, how it fits.
Just extending the wedding experience.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, fabulous. So we're going to be wrapping up here. But first of all, I want to thank your parents for both being so supportive to you and also to myself. They came to some of the fittings, the photo shoot, and I'm sure they were just absolutely fabulous on your wedding day. But I just really enjoyed working with them as well as yourself. And then I want to thank you and Kyle for coming to my studio grand opening party.
That was so amazing.
I'm so glad you came. So glad. It was a fun party.
I mean, from watching everything you've done with like the remodel, it was the dead of winter and you didn't have power in it, and just to see it and everything. Yeah. I mean, it was spectacular.
Yeah. And I bet seeing the studio for the first time from your perspective was probably unique, and you probably like really understood. Like, do you think like when you went through the fitting rooms and everything at that, you're like, okay, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it was perfect because Kyle got to come, he got to meet you.
It's like, no, I never got to meet him.
I know.
I'm like, after all that,
oh, I know. I talked about you all the time, and he was really impressed with all the fabric and material you had and how organized it was. Oh, and then how you had the gowns from the alterations just like perfectly aligned. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad he felt that.
Yes. I know you said it's never that clean, but
no, it never is. It's pretty clean right now because I did do a photo shoot last week. So I had everything spotless and clean, but I try to keep it that way. I try.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I am just so happy I was able to be such a special part of your big day. And I was thinking about you a lot today because I knew we were going to be recording this podcast. And I was thinking like, how parents can't like have a favorite kid, or like teachers can't have a favorite student. Like, I'm not supposed to have a favorite client or previous bride that I've worked with, but if I did, it would be you.
Oh my gosh, that means seriously so much to me.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Gosh. I'm shocked.
Well, thank you.
You are so wonderful. And I mean, your attention to detail, I mean, I was shocked, like the time frame I gave you and how patient you are. I mean, oh my gosh.
Thank you. I loved your gown. I loved working with you. Every fitting we had, I was just like so looking forward to it. And it just made my day so happy and so good. And just you being so supportive ever since, and coming to the grand opening party. And you brought me flowers today. Like, that is so nice.
No, of course. And I mean, I tell this to Kyle all the time. I said the one regret I had is not having you be
the day of styling service. Yeah,
I know. I regret it. Out of everything that went with our wedding, we didn't have any hiccups, but you weren't there. And I thought that it would have just been such a special moment, because I had so many people come up to me and talk about the dress.
Oh,
everybody was like,
I'd be like, I'll take this question.
I know. And I was like, I didn't do any of it. It's like, I just stood there, but everybody couldn't stop talking about the dress.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad.
And I think it's just because, I mean, I had never seen a bride with that type of dress. And that's
so one of a kind.
What you get.
Yes,
you get Couture gowns by Sarah Kolis.
Yes, thank you.
And I mean, it would have just been such a special moment to have you there, to see, I mean, all your hard work. As clients, we see you, during the 9 to 5 and everything, but we don't see behind the scenes. And I'm sure you're up very late, working weekends.
Yes.
And I'm sure it puts a strain on, your
it's a lifestyle
life, your relationship with your husband. It's a lot.
Wow. You are so understanding. Most people don't think about that at all.
I mean, come to the studio and see.
Yes. My work and life are very intermixed.
Yes. And I mean, we're just all blips in your life. And I know we're all special and everything, but
extremely. I think about my brides all the time.
Yeah.
Always running through my head. How can I make things better? How can I make this the best experience for them?
People who are in the process of getting married, we don't know about the alterations.
Yes. A lot of people don't even know what alterations is, like, in general.
No. And how how many you have to get, certain time frames of before the wedding where you have to come in, and
there's a lot. Planning a wedding these days is just a lot. A lot.
I
feel
like you need a business within a business of like just so much.
Yes, I know. Absolutely.
Other things. Yeah. Especially with your sister, everything that you did with that.
Yes, with Melissa's. Now we're doing round 2 with Angela.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. So I've been calling that the bridal wardrobe, where I'm doing all of the dresses and everything. So they get the full-blown experience. But anyway, I would have loved to have been there on your wedding day, but I know it was just beautiful and everything happens for a reason. So I'm glad your wedding day went so well. But I was stalking your wedding photos from Brittany Allen. And like when I got the gallery back and everything, I felt like I could really feel the energy coming from that day. Your wedding photos were gorgeous. I loved your bright bouquet, and you both looked so happy. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I know, the happiest day of our lives. And I mean, it truly is,
the best day.
I don't know any other opportunity we get in lives besides, milestone birthdays where we can have everybody we love or have been a part of our journey within our relationship to be at that moment. It's really hard.
Yes.
To get everybody in that moment.
Yes.
And I think that's what people hold on to, is that you're never going to get that moment where everybody who's been a part of your life is there celebrating you and just cheering you on. And
it's the best feeling, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's got two sides to it, because it's the most beautiful thing, but that's also like, I feel like where a lot of pressure comes from, wedding planning and everything. But we just have to remember that once the day actually happens, it is going to be beautiful and perfectly imperfect, however it unfolds.
Yes, truly.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley. I'm so glad you were able to be on the podcast and relive all these special moments we had a couple years ago. So
yes, thank you so much.
I appreciate so much.
And I love watching everything unfold on Instagram and the podcast. I mean, this is amazing. And even Kyle was like, I'm so glad she's got a podcast. It's just going to elevate everything.
Oh, thanks, Kyle. Hi, Kyle, wherever you are. Well, I'm so glad. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And we'll talk soon.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.